Good afternoon. I've got something I want to show y'all that came today. I'm so excited. Let me see if I've got anybody on here yet. Y'all got the kids home from school yet? Are they home? Have you gone to pick them up? Or your teenagers, they can drive, so you don't have to go pick them up. Here's Lee. Hey, Lee. Good afternoon to you, darling. So what's going on with you today? Did you have children you had to go get today? Maybe at school? Are you in the pick-up school line? I remember one time I had to go get Banks in the pick-up school line. Hannah couldn't go get her. So it was winter time. And I pulled up, and there was a long line of cars, and we were all in the line. And that sun was coming through and it felt so good. It was so warm coming in, and I went sound to sleep in my car with my head cranked back, waiting on my child for the bell to ring where she could come and get in the car. So anyway, I slept so long that the bell did ring. I never heard it. All the kids came out, and they have a line with the teacher watching them and all, so they won't get hurt. And somebody had to blow their horn at me to wake me up. So the other people in front of me had already gone, and I was the one holding up the line. Has that ever happened to you? So I was just, and I put on my gas, and I had the car. It wasn't even on. I had it turned off because we were just waiting in line. And I went on up there to get Banks. And she said, Big Mama, I was so embarrassed. Well, you went to sleep in the line. Well, that wasn't the first time that I ever went to sleep in that line. So, do y'all have children in school? And have you ever been to sleep in a car line or at a red light? I went to sleep one time at a red light. That's when I went to the doctor and told him I had sleep apnea. I said, look, I've got sleep apnea. I said, I go to sleep at red lights, and everybody has to blow when the light changes for me to go on. And sure enough, I went up to the hospital one night to have that sleep test. And I went up there and I took my own pillow, because their pillows are awful at hospitals. I mean, you can't even squash them up. But I went and I slept all night. They hook you up to all this stuff. And sure enough, I woke up, I don't know how many times an hour, like a really, really lot. I don't know, maybe 25 or 30 times an hour or something like that or more. I woke up. I didn't know that. No wonder I was sleeping in the car line. No wonder I was going to sleep at the red light. Anytime the sun was shining on me, I was going to sleep. Here's somebody from Houston that says, my grandbaby stayed with us, so hey, I've been through that too. I tell you, I don't know what families would do today without grandparents. I really don't. Here's an Andre Fisher. Good morning, Andre. She's from Georgia. I just got something from Georgia, from Ella J. I think that's where it said. Let me read it again. Ella J, Georgia. I just got something from Ella J, Georgia. And I was so excited, the UPS man came up here and dropped it off on my front porch, and it said fragile. And I didn't know what it was, so I got my scissors, came out here on the front porch, and I opened it. I want to show y'all what I got from Ella J, Georgia. Look down here. Look at this big box of apples. Isn't that pretty? Now this one is huge. Look at that thing. So I'm eating one right now. This is one I'm eating. I picked me out one of the little ones. I've already been eating it. This one, it has a little kind of a, they're hard, they're crunchy. Now, I haven't eaten one of the big ones because they just came. But this one is, it's got kind of a sourish taste, and I love sour. So what I did is I went in the house and got my salt shaker, because I eat salt on almost all my fruit. And I just put a little salt on it like that. And then I just reach up here and take a bite. Mm. Let me see if he said what kind of apples these were. Ruby Rush and Crimson Crisp. I don't know which one's which, but I bet this is a Crimson Crisp because it is crimson color. Y'all know your apples. Is this one a Ruby Rush? Here's the difference. Let me show you the difference. Let me get another one of these so you can see it. All right, here are the two apples. One is big and one is little. And I don't know which one's which, but he said we're sending Ruby Rush and Crimson Crisp. Whatever that, I don't know which one's which. But he said the reason that he's sending them to me, oh, and they sent me this too. Let me show you what else. I'm going to have this for breakfast in the morning with my coffee. Well, if I can get it up. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. It was a pie. Let me show you right here. I think I can do it. It's a pie down there. See right there? But it got squashed. But it doesn't matter. It's going to be just as good. And I think it's apple pie. I'm going to have that for breakfast. Anyway, these are really good. And how many of you, honest to goodness, how many of you put salt on your fruit? And what fruit do you put it on? I'm going to tell you what I put salt on. I put salt on apples, oranges, plums, peaches, pears, lemon, grapefruit. Instead of people putting sugar on the grapefruit, I put salt. And I've always done it. And I'll tell you something else I did as a child. And I don't know if this was good or bad, and my mother never corrected me either way. I guess she thought that my body knew what it needed. And I'd be out just playing in the yard and everything, and all of a sudden I wanted some salt. And I would go in and do the palm of my hand like this, and sprinkle a bunch of salt right in the center of it, and go back out and stick my tongue in it and eat the salt. I would eat salt. And I don't know if that was my body telling me I needed salt or why, but I was craving it. And so I did that as a child too. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here this afternoon to see what y'all were doing, see if you were in the pickup line, or see if you were eating apples, see if you had salt on them. Love watching you. I'm from Lake Park, Georgia. Well, do y'all have apples? Good afternoon, Miss Brenda. Did you find probably asked me if I found my earring. And no, I didn't find that thing. It is gone outside. I don't know if I'll ever see it again. And that's all right. I did the best I could to find it, and I couldn't find it. Somebody's laughing at me. They're setting up a laughing thing over there, I see. Here's Sharon Neal's watching, and here's Ruby Jeffries. Celebrating our 32nd anniversary. Penny is. Well, happy anniversary, darling. I was married 50 years before George passed away. 50 years. I married when I was 20. And I'm 77 now. I'll be 78 next month. I've been married a long time. I had never lived in Andalusia, Alabama. And when I met George, we moved here. Well, not right when at first we did. We lived in Linden, Alabama. But then we moved here, and now it's home to me. And I'm going to stay right here. I guess I'll die right here in my little house or whatever. Here's Tammy Hammett Gear today. Hello, watching you. Let's see where she's from. I like salt on my fruit. Lots of them. Me too. I don't eat it on a banana or strawberry or a grape. But those aren't my favorite fruits either. My favorite fruits are things like apples and oranges and lemons and grapefruit and that kind of thing, and scuppernons and muscadines. Those are my favorites. I'm not much on strawberries. I like blueberries and figs. I love figs. Did you find your knife? No, I hadn't found that either. But it's here in this house somewhere. I know that, or in the yard. I'll find it. Did y'all see my video this morning? How many of you saw my video? Raise your hand. How many of you saw my video this morning? How many of you can tell me what my video was this morning I put on? The ones who get it right probably are watching the real me. The others are watching a fake. I put one on this morning at 4:30, I think it was this morning. Y'all know what it was? It was golden. No, it wasn't it. What did I put on today? Was it the cabbage casserole or the golden broccoli? It was the golden broccoli. That's what I did for y'all today. I made that this week. It was a golden broccoli casserole. And I made it this week for y'all to get to watch. I think that's what I put on. I'm going to have to go back and look. Sometimes I'll be cooking in there in the kitchen and I'll be making 2 or 3 things and I'll film them all and then I show them to you one at a time because I can't show them to you all in the same day. How long have you lived in your house? I have lived here since 1975. This house was built from the ground up. We live on 80 acres of land. Oh, and she says you made broccoli casserole. Thank you, darling Yvonne. I appreciate it. I was going to have to go back and look which one I put on. But anyway, we live on 80 acres of land. We have a 1975 house. It is brick. It's on a slab. The inside floors are all that laminated wood, or it's wood, but it's real thin, and they glue it down and hook it together. That's what that is. It's a ranch-style house. It's flat on the ground. When we had a hurricane, I forgot which hurricane it was now. We have a lot of them. It tore off our whole front porch. And it was a small front porch. It wasn't very big, but it just tore it all off. And George said, I've heard you complain about that little bitty front porch all our married life. So I'm telling you now, since the storm has torn our porch off, if you want a big porch, I'm going to build you one on here. But if you don't you ever mention it again. I don't want to hear another word about a porch. So I said, I would like to have a big front porch. So here is my big front porch. Let me turn you around so you can see it good. You've seen it 100 times. Here's my front porch. And I'm sitting on it right now as we talk. It goes all the way around. All the way around this way. There's my swing. With pine cones in it. My wind chimes. My door. My picture. Well, this is it. So, anyway, this is it. I don't know what size it is. I think it's 14 feet from the wall out to this part. And then this back and forth this way is probably, let's see, 10, 20, 30 feet. It's probably 30 feet. It's big. And I've loved every bit of it. There's nothing like a front porch. You know, I read a book one time, or a story. I guess it was more like a story. And the title of it was, and I think I might have written some of it in one of your books that I made, was Whatever Happened to the Front Porch? Whatever happened to the front porch? And you know as well as I do, if you ride by somebody's house, now let's play like you were doing it. You were riding by somebody's house, and you saw them sitting on the porch. Maybe it was an elderly lady or a man or somebody, one of your neighbors or whatever. They were sitting out there all rocket and everything. You may pull in just to say hello and how have y'all been doing, and sit with them and have a glass of tea. But